Hey guys, welcome back to another Warhammer Quest Lost Relics Battle Report. We're playing Adventure 4, Sudden Mayhem. Today the Stormcast Eternals are going to be taking on the Gloomspite Gits plus the Death Rattle Skeletons. The Stormcast Eternals' main objective is to take down the Squig Herd character. Once they've done that, they have achieved their victory for the game. Now for the adventure phase, we will be spawning extra Death Rattle Skeletons, and they will spawn as close to the previous activated Stormcast character, and then they can make a move action followed by an attack action. That will be the Death Rattle plus the Squigs themselves. Those are the only two that are going to be actually activating during the adventure phase. The heroes can gain a destiny token by doing what is called a redirect action. Now this redirect action is only going to be effective against the Grot Fanatic and the actual Squigs themselves. So they can spend an action to do an interact action, forcing the specific model to go to a specific tile. Now, since there's going to be two heroes, we have to nominate one to be the hero for the game, and we're going to nominate the Squig Herd character, which means that we're only going to be using his leader ability for that phase. So the Squig Herd character himself is going to have 5 health. He has the execute ability, which means that he will attack the hero with the most damage. Now, if there's a tie, the player basically chooses who he wants to attack. For his second ability, if he can't execute, then he's going to do his special herd ability, which forces one of the squigs to move, and then himself will move closer to one of the enemies. He has his prod, which does 2 damage. The herd, we already did his ability, explain that. And then he has his leader phase, which actually spawns a squig if there is less than 2 on the field. As for the Grot Fanatic himself, is going to have 3 attacks. He does the same thing. He has the execute ability, and if he can't do the execute, then he's just going to attack. He has his ball and chain, which is close combat, but he hits everybody in that same square, doing 2 damage. His whirl ability is basically, his whirl ability is his execute. So that means he's going to move into any square that has a hero in it, and he's going to attack everybody in that square because it's an explosive attack. The leader phase, we're not going to be doing that because he is not the leader. The Squig Herd is the actual leader in the game. So actually, after reading the rules, both characters will be using their leader abilities. Whoever the active player is chooses the order in which they want to do that during the leader phase. Since it's just me, I will just make the decision on who to activate first for the leader phase. So that means that his leader phase is basically him moving into a square where a hero is and making an attack. This will be the starting port for the heroes, and there is a haven in which the heroes can respawn, which is going to be this section right over here. Our heroes are all healthy except for Calthea, who was taken out of action in the last game. So that means that she will start on the wounded side. So let's go ahead and get some dice rolling, and let's get this show on the road. So we got 2 4s. We have a 5 2 2. We can get a 1. That wouldn't be a bad thing because that means we can get some sort of a combo off. There is the 1 there. 3 and a 6. And now let's see who is going to be taking the first turn. Doesn't take very much because it's only 3 cards, but let's go. Calthea is going to go activate first, followed by Doraz, and then Regis going last. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with Calthea. She's going to go ahead and spin one of her 2s, and she is going to go ahead and open this door because they are sealed. So that opens that. No reactions because there is nobody that has line of sight to her. So then she is going to go ahead and spend the 2 so that she can do her light So there's not going to be any reactions when she moves over here. So she will move 1, 2, actually she'll get to there. And now there will be a actually no, there's no reaction because she still has her light on. And then she's going to spend her 5, and she is going to go ahead and just do her broadsword because there's nobody else there. And that's going to do a point of damage to the Grot Fanatic. So he's down to 1. Oh, he's down to 2 actually. Okay. So now on to Doraz, and let's see what he can do. So Doraz is going to activate. He's just going to spend his 1, and he's just going to move 2. So he's going to move 1, 2. Now this is going to be a problem because it's going to do 2 damage, but I don't have much of a choice here. So he's going to move there. His reaction is he's going to attack everybody here. So it's going to be 2 damage to both characters here. I'm going to mark that. And then Doraz is just going to beat the heck out of him and just do whopping 3 damage. And down goes his Grot. So as a reaction, he's going to move because he's at line of sight. So he's going to move 1 to here. So he does move twice, and he's just going to move into the base contact here. So now Doraz is just going to attack, and he's going to destroy the skeleton for 2. And that will destroy him. Now as a reaction, actually there is no line of sight because that blocks off, so they cannot see. So that is going to be the end of Doraz's turn. So now let's go to Regis, and Regis is just going to move. So he's going to spend 4, one of his 4s, and he's going to move. Actually, he can move. Oh, he needs a 5. Well, let's do that instead. Let's put the 4 there. Let's go ahead and make it an inspired move. So he's going to move 3 because he's a sprint. So 1, 2, 3, just to get there a little quicker. He's going to spend that 4 to get into the chest, and then he's going to spend his last action to go ahead and interact with that chest. So that means he's going to get another item. And let's see what he got. And he got the Hourglass of Alteration. So this is kind of, well, it's kind of useless because we're not using the adventure tracker in this particular scenario. So I'm just going to give it to Regis, and he's actually going to give the potion of speed to Doraz in case he needs to speed up somewhere. All right, and that's going to be the end of this phase. So now we're going to go to the leader phase. And since the Grot's dead, so the only leader that's on the board is going to be the Squig Herd. So the only thing he can do is he can respawn Squigs. There's already 2 there, so that means that they're not going to move. But now, after the leader phase, it goes to recovery. No one's hurt. So now it's going to go to the adventure phase. Now for the adventure phase, the Death Rattle are going to move a little closer to the last active Stormcast. So they're going to move 1. They are going to go this way. So they're going to go 1, 1. And then the Grots are going to start moving. So they're going to move 1, 1. I think they moved 2, so I'm going to move them 2. But I think that one, you can only have up to 3. So yeah, they can actually get right there. Okay. So these guys would move 1 more, 1, 1, and these guys would have to move down because there's just a door in this room. So they would move 1 more down here. So actually, before I did all that, I should have did some die rolling and then some initiative. So here we go. So we got 2 3s and a 1. We got a 3, 4, and a 5. And then Doraz got 3, 6, and a 2. And then initiative phase. that one. Looks like it'll be Calthea once again, followed by Doraz, and then Regis going last. It's the same lineup. So my bad, there should have been a spawning of one of the death rattle, and they would have spawned as close to the hero as possible. So one would have spawned here. He wouldn't be able to move in there. Actually, he could, because it's a 2. And he would follow the closest hero that just activated, and he would move in there and attack. So that means he would have done 1 damage to Regis. And that would have been during the adventure phase. So now on to the actual phase. We're going to go ahead and do Calthea. She is going to spend a 3 to go ahead and do her lantern. So there'll be no reactions. And then she's going to spend her 4 to move. So she's going to move 1, 2, and then she's going to spend her 5 to do the Circle of Steel, which is a area attack doing 2 damage, and that's going to kill both of these death rattle. So now Doraz is going to go. He's going to spend his 2, and he's just going to move. So it's going to be 1, 2. Reaction from these death rattle. He's going to move in. Doraz is just going to wipe him out for 3. So that's going to take him down. Reaction. He's going to move in. And since he's there, Doraz can't rest. So he's just going to go ahead and destroy that last death rattle. Spending that 6. That'll take him out. And that's going to be the end of Doraz. So now it's just going to be Regis. So Regis is going to activate, and he is just going to go ahead and spend. He can only do 1 point of damage, and he can't run. So he's only going to be able to. He will spend his 1 to attack, do a point of damage to the Skelly. And then the Skelly's going to retile and smack him for 1. And then Regis is just going to smack him again, and he's going to take out that Skelly. And for his last 1, he's just going to spend his last 3, and he's just going to move 2. So 1, 2, take that off. And he is done. So now it's going to go to the leader phase, but we have 2 squigs already in play, so nothing's going to happen there. So now it's going to go to the recovery, nothing going on. So now let's go ahead and go to die rolls, and let's get the initiative going for the next round. So 5, 6, 5. Not a bad start for Regis. And not a bad start for Calthea either. 6, 5. And then the last but not least is Doraz. He's got kind of a lackluster die roll. Okay, so now let's go to initiative. And then we will be doing the adventure phase. So now it's going to go to Regis, followed by Doraz, and then Calthea going last. Okay, so first things first, we're going to spawn a death rattle. He's just going to pop up here where the heroes are at. And actually, these guys do ignore doors. So that means that these guys are going to go through here. He's going to go through here. And now everyone's going to attack. So they're going to attack the last. Actually, he was the last one. So we're going to put 2 on him, and then we're going to put him on him. So that's going to do 2 plus 1. So 3 damage to Doraz, and then 2 going into Calthea. Okay, so Calthea is out because that was enough damage to take her down. And Doraz is going to be in his injured state. So not a good start for the heroes. So let's see what we can do. Regis is going to activate first. So first things first, we're going to spend a 5. And we are going to move Regis to here. That's going to trigger a reaction. So that means this squig is just going to jump over here. And actually, he can attack the most wounded character in there, which is just him. So he's just going to do 2 flat damage to Regis, and actually that's going to put him in his wounded state as well. So now we're going to go ahead and spend the staff. He's going to spend the 5 to do a inspired attack. That's going to do 2 damage to this squig, so he's going to take him out. They only have 2 wounds apiece. And now that's going to trigger, we'll trigger this guy. He's going to move, and I believe he attacks as well. So, yep, they bounce and then they attack. So that's 2 damage going into Regis. And Regis is just going to go ahead and finish him off. So he's just going to spend his 6, and that's going to take down this other squig. So now as a reaction, this skelly is just going to move in, but he won't be able to strike. Correction, actually, he's just going to strike at Doraz, and that's going to put a wound on him since he can attack. So now Doraz is going to go, and he's just going to crumble that skelly, take him down. Now he's going to spend a 3, and he's going to move. He's going to go 1, 2 to there. Okay, so Doraz is just going to stay there. He really can't do anything else. So he's just going to not worry about his die rolls, and he is done. So now it's going to go to the leader phase. So now that means that the squig herd is going to spawn a squig. And then we're going to go to the recovery phase. No one is around Doraz, so that means that we can respawn Calthea back at the Haven. So that means we're going to get her back, and she's going to be unwounded as well. So now we're going to go to the adventure phase, and now we're going to spawn a skelly, and we're going to spawn him here. That way he won't get a free whack at him. He can just move in and react. Okay, so then we'll have, actually, yes, he can. Once he spawns, he can move in, and he is going to strike at Doraz. We're also going to move the squig, so he will bounce 1, 2, and he's going to be right there. So now we're going to get some dice, and let's see what we can do. 6, 4, 2. Fresh Calthea is back in. She's going to have 2 4s and a 3. And then we have Doraz, who's got 6, 4, and a 2. Now let's take a look to see what we have for cards. And it will be Doraz going first, followed by Calthea, and then Regis going last. Well, we're gonna start it off. So he's just gonna wipe out that guy. So he's done, and now he's actually gonna go ahead and rest. He's gonna spend the 6, so he's gonna heal 2, and then he's gonna spend his 4, and he's gonna move up. So he's gonna go 1, 2. Yeah, there was no way to see him. So since these guys can move through doors, I'm thinking they could probably still see. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to activate one of these guys, and they can go through the doors. So I'm going to go ahead and activate him. He's just going to jump in, and he's going to take 2 points of damage on Doraz. So indeed, they treat all doors as open. So that means, yes, they do have line of sight to this area. So he activated correctly. So now let's activate Calthea. She's going to go ahead and do her light. So no reaction. She's going to spend 1 die to move. So 1, 2. And then she's just going to, well, she has to move again. I mean, she doesn't have much of a choice. So she's moving in. She can't shoot. And she's going to be in that area. So now it's going to go on to Regis. So Regis is just going to go ahead and activate. He's going to go ahead and spend. He's going to go ahead and heal. So it's going to be inspired. So he's going to heal his 2. And now he has to move, so he's going to spend his 2 to move to this square here. And that's going to force him to activate. So he's going to do 2 points of damage to Doraz. Try and take him down. And now it's just going to be Regis. And Regis is going to go ahead and spend... he's going to shoot. He's going to spend his 4, and he is actually going to shoot this goblin over here on the... Actually, no, he cannot. So actually, he's going to open that door so that way it could be ready to go, since these enemies can just go right through it anyways. But when he does that, he is going to wipe out Doraz. So that means Doraz is going to be incapacitated. So now it's going to go to the leader phase. We're going to spawn another little monkey here. And that's going to be it for the leader phase. So now it's just going to go to the recovery. There's no way to recover because somebody has to be there in order for them to come back. So now it's going to go to the adventure phase. So adventure phase, he's going to move up. Skelly's going to spawn. He's going to spawn in this area. And they get to attack. So he is going to strike at Calthea, and he's going to strike at Regis. So 2 points to Calthea, and then 1 more point to Regis. All right, so let's get some dice rolling. So Regis got 3, 5, 5. It's not too bad. There's a 6, 3, and a 4. Okay, so he's out of action, so it's just going to be 2 activations. Let's move him out of the way. So, yeah, I don't think it really matters here. So Regis is going to activate first, followed by Calthea. Okay, so let's try something a little sneaky here. So let's go ahead and do Regis. He's going to spend his 5. He's going to shoot using his Fury. Storm's Fury, I'm sorry. Then he's going to shoot into here. So it's going to be an explosion. So it's going to do 2 points of damage to everybody. That's going to take everybody out here. And then reaction, he's going to strike, and that's going to put Calthea once again in the injured state. And now Regis is going to go ahead and do his Fury one more time, and this time he's going to shoot in this area. Actually, he could just do his staff. Oh, whoops, my bad. He needed a 6 in order to do that blast, so I would have said, because they would have had a reaction though. Darn it. Yeah, so I would have done the 3 to change one of these into a 6. That means he would have still had his 5. He would have spent the 6 to blast, but then that would have been a reaction from here. He would have just bit into Calthea. So that would have been 2 points on her damage. And then he would have blasted, taken them out. So then that means that's another 2 damage to Calthea. Now she's out. And now it's just going to be Regis, and he's just going to spend his 5 to do his staff. And that's going to take out him. And his reaction, he's going to strike at Regis for a point. Okay, so now it goes to the leader phase. We're going to spawn another one of these guys. And now, recovery, can't recover. So now it's going to go to the adventure phase. He's going to move up 2. And then we're going to spawn another Skelly. And he's actually just going to move in here. And he's actually going to take the 2 points of damage, and actually that is going to take him out of the game after the 2 point attacks from the Skellies. And that is the end of the game. The Stormcast Eternals come up a little short. They just can't get to the Squig Herd in time to take them down. We'll be taking a little break from Warhammer Quest Lost Relics, giving us a chance to paint up the final character for the Stormcast Eternals team. That'll give them the much needed boost, hopefully to finish off this mission. In the meantime, we're going to be gearing up for Orktober, so keep an eye out for multiple videos that are going to be coming out in the month of October, all themed, as you guessed it, orcs. So make sure you do subscribe down below so that you can check out those videos. And once again, if I did anything wrong, feel free to comment down below. And if you enjoyed the videos, feel free to leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this particular series. And also, guys, if you have been enjoying the videos, don't forget to hit that like button. That's going to be pretty much it for this one, guys. Keep rolling your favorite dice, and don't forget, always paint your walls crimson. Take care.